Good morning, you guys. My voice cracked again. I feel like last time I said good morning like that, my voice cracked, opening like this. Anyway, y'all, my Uber is around the corner. It says less than a minute away. Okay. Yeah, it's time for me to go. We're going to Portland, Oregon again. I'm gonna switch up the layover, try to do some different things this time. I'm so excited to go back. I think I know exactly what I wanna do and I'm gonna take y'all with me, but it's just a 2-day trip. One leg from Boston to Portland, tomorrow, one leg back. Portland back to Boston, but I made a huge green smoothie. I just threw in a ton of spinach, my Symbiotica protein powder. I used this Daily Harvest strawberry peach smoothie container, milk, like almond milk and coconut water. I'm throwing in this yerba mate peach revival flavor. It's like a low sugar flavor. We've got some watermelon and we've got my green, it's matcha. Green what, Vera? I'm like malfunctioning this morning. I don't know if anyone is like familiar with this feeling, but I woke up so tired that I couldn't stand up. Like I kept having to sit down because I felt like I was gonna pass out in my, I certainly didn't get enough sleep. I'm pretty sure I got under 5 hours of sleep. I just couldn't fall asleep. I was just laying there staring at the ceiling all night. We'll talk more later. I'll see you guys in Portland. We're in Portland. So I'm putting on my shoes and I'm gonna head out. I think I'm gonna go to the Japanese Rose Garden, which I'm very excited about. The Japanese Garden and the Rose Test Garden here in Portland. There's debris on my lens. I just realized I forgot to pack my lens cover. But anyway, I'm starving. I wanna have like a big dinner, so I don't wanna eat too much right now. So I think what I'm gonna do, I need to get like a little mini coffee, a little mini pick-me-up. It's 1:30. I slept for like 30 minutes when I got in. Oh my God, I looked at my Oura ring. I slept for 3 hours last night. That is so bad. I'm going to get a little coffee at Stumptown probably, and then maybe walk over to Blue Bottle. How are my legs so dry already? I need to put lotion on them. Hold on. I just realized I said Blue Bottle, not Blue Bottle. Blue Star Donuts. I want Blue Star. And I can walk over there, and then maybe from there I might get a cab up to the Japanese Garden. We shall see, but I know I need a little coffee, and I know I need something in my stomach. The flight was chill. I can't tell. I think this is the tanning one. Oops. And I already have self-tanner on. Oh well. I'll show you guys what I'm wearing. All right, I'm just in an Outdoor Voices little dress that I've had for so long, wearing a Boston hat, and then I have this vintage Ralph Lauren shirt to wear over it. Part of me is considering not wearing the hat and wearing sunglasses, but it is super sunny and I don't really have sunscreen on my face, so I'm just gonna wear the hat instead. Rolled up the sleeves, Oura ring going back on, Sephora lip balm, Holy Grail, in the little side pocket. I love this lip balm so much. One last thing, I decided to go ahead and add my little base water bottle holder. I'm gonna get, I think, a little small water bottle from Stumptown Coffee to bring with me. That's it. That's the little outfit. Let's go. Loud. It's not the best walk from Stumptown to Blue Bottle. I'll be honest about that. It's not the best walk. It was on one street. It was like basically like Tent City. So I had to cross over to a different street, which was a little bit better. I feel like I hate avoiding it because a lot of times people are nice and they're just, you know, trying to survive. And then, but there's other situations, like there was a guy, I'm pretty sure he was completely naked. So I'm like, I'm not trying to walk by that. So it's tricky, but we're almost at Blue Star. I keep wanting to say Blue Bottle Donuts. The coffee's delicious. I got cold brew with pomegranate syrup. So good. We made it to Blue Star. finally found a spot with no humans. So pretty. It's absolutely stunning here. It is hot though. It's 80 something degrees. I don't think I said that earlier. Okay, by the way, that donut made me so sick. So sick. The same thing happened to me with Bob's Donuts in San Francisco recently. I think it's the oil that it's like cooked in and fried in. Donuts just make me sick, apparently now, which is like a blessing and a curse. We're back. So much to talk about. First things first, I am going to do my little Whole Foods haul. It's kind of the same stuff that I got last time because it was so good. A few minor tweaks. Hold on, I'm so thirsty right now. Oh. I should have gotten 2 of these. They were on sale too at Whole Foods. The Flow boxed water. Okay. I'm like in a chatty mood. First things first. We got some Rainier cherries. They probably need to be washed, but I'm gonna try one. They definitely need to be washed, but I'm gonna try one anyway. I chugged that water like it went down the wrong way. Another shrimp spring roll. That was delicious when I had it last week. The flagship Beecher cheese sticks. These are delicious. I should have gotten a few because I kind of want one right now, but I am pretty full. I didn't get a big Alexander coffee cream top. I got a little one this time, and I got the chocolate one because I wanted something like desserty before I go to bed. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and then here's a couple new things. For starters, I saw this when I was gonna get a coffee. I was gonna get that Olympia coffee again, the really pretty one in the blue can. And then I saw this, and this is honestly like right up my alley. So it's called Water Avenue, and it's cold brew with an herbal infusion, and it has cardamom, literally like probably my favorite spice, rose petals, rose is absolutely one of my favorite flavorings, and sarsaparilla, which is used to make root beer, which is my favorite soda. So it was a no-brainer. The last thing I got is brain juice. Listen, I'm all about focusing these days because I need it. I'm finally getting my energy back, it feels like, because I didn't have it there for a while. So this stuff has drink a full bottle anytime you need mental or mood boost, or drink daily for cumulative benefits, okay? But it has L-theanine. I got the decaffeinated one. They have a caffeinated one. I probably should have tried that too, but these were like $5 or $4. And I don't even, it's a little shot. I'm not spending that much on a little shot right now. Wild blueberry powder, L-tyrosine. Well, I like the L-theanine because L-theanine helps calms you down and chills you out. That's it. I keep forgetting to bring my little reusable bag lately on my layover. Okay, I'm gonna throw this stuff in the fridge, and then we'll have our little chat about my day. You know, I thought about just doing a voiceover for like the clips of my day, but I have too much I want to talk about with y'all. I feel like this is my little podcast portion of my video. But first things first, I went to Stumptown Coffee. That pomegranate coffee was delicious, but there's something, let me pull you closer. There's something off about the vibe I got in Stumptown the past 2 times I was there. I don't know. The people were nice, but it didn't feel the way Stumptown usually feels to me. Because I used to love going in the one here and the one in New Orleans, but the one in New Orleans is not Stumptown anymore. It's a different one. They changed it. They still brew Stumptown coffee, which I still love, like the actual coffee. Tate in Boston uses it, but vibes were off the past 2 times I was there. Not so much the first time, mainly this time, but also the last time. It just didn't feel like warm and cozy in there like it normally does. It felt cold, kind of sterile and impersonal. And one thing I don't like, they switch their default milk to oat milk. to a specific brand that is very unhealthy. It has a lot of seed oils in it. I'm like, that's now your default milk? I don't know. Y'all know I'm on my dairy, in my dairy era, but I just, it feels like it's gotten too commercialized or something. I don't know what it is. Even though it was always a chain, it's just like too much now. But whatever. Maybe it's just this one-off times and it's just this one location I'm going to. That's weird. So there's that. Then we walked to Blue Star. When I say we, I mean myself. I did this alone. And I was very hesitant about this walk. I was like, I don't know what this walk is going to be like. You don't really know unless you know the city like the back of your hand. And even then, each turn down a block is a wild card result. So I started walking and lo and behold, I got to a place where I was really uncomfortable. I think I already said that. Yeah, I talked about that. The tents and some of the people and the drugs being done right in front of your face, like no hiding. And I just didn't want to be walking through all that. So I switched and whatever. Ended up going to Blue Star. Blue Star. I missed the old location. I missed the original location. Back in 2000, I don't know when they moved. 2019 was the last time I went to the old location, which was close by. This new one, same thing. It now feels too commercialized. It got too big, and the donut I ate was good, but I could honestly only eat half of it. It was so sweet, and it was like an old-fashioned with sesame seeds on it. It was very interesting, but y'all, the stomach pain started kicking in before I even got halfway through the donut. It felt like I was being stabbed in the stomach. And I think my problem is, this happened to me the last time I had an old-fashioned, like an old-fashioned donut. Stabbing pains in the stomach. That was from Bob's Donuts. They're like, old fashions are like fried. They're like deep fried almost, right? Like they're so oily. And I think it's just poor quality oil that's pushed past its heat limit. Super inflammatory and not good for your gut. So that kind of tainted that. It was still good, but it's definitely not somewhere I'm gonna go out of my way to go. I would get it in the airport. Like those little donut holes I had last week were incredible. The strawberry shortcake ones, unreal. That donut, I think it was just that donut I had that was not good. Because I usually love the olive oil cakey one. That one's really good. And it's not like, it's more cakey. It's not like that oily, sugary, deep fried donut. Okay, so moving on. I ended up getting an Uber up to the Rose Garden. I wanted to do the Japanese garden. It rose in price, I think. I feel like it used to be $14. Like that was the price that was in my brain. Like the Japanese garden is $14. I was gonna do it because I love the Japanese garden. It's peaceful, it's beautiful. There's little spots here and there you can sit and be in peace, and that's what I wanted. One, slammed. It was absolutely slammed. People everywhere. I mean, yeah, it's a weekend-ish. It's like, it was early Friday, like mid-afternoon Friday. I don't know. $21 for admission to walk around the Japanese garden. $21. The Japanese garden is beautiful. $21? I was like, and it's slammed. If I had the whole place to myself and it was like a not busy morning on a weekday, totally I would have done it. If I was really feeling it, and I probably would have walked back. But one, I'm exhausted. I barely slept. I didn't really get a nap. And I knew I was going to need to take an Uber back, depending on how I felt. So I'm like, there's no way I'm spending $21 on the Japanese garden. One that I've already been to twice, too. No less. So I was like, that's fine. A bit absurd, but that's fine. So I just hung out in the Rose Garden. Beautiful. Absolute paradise. At first, it was like too many people, but the crowd kind of died out. Even after me only being there like 10 minutes, it started dying out. And there's so many like nooks of the Rose Garden that are secluded. And I found one in the grass, laid down for over an hour. I was laying in that grass. No podcast. I think I picked up my phone maybe twice. I literally laid there and stared at the blue sky. Watched a squirrel that was digging a hole or doing whatever it was doing for like half an hour. Just watched this one squirrel. There were little daisy wildflowers all over me. I was just looking at them. Pure bliss, pure peace, pure joy. And I feel like I haven't had that kind of peace and just simplistic happiness in a while. And it was so nice. I could very faintly hear like because there are other people in the field, but everyone was kind of far. A couple kids, girls laughing. There were like a group of girls who came to have like wine and whatever, like charcuterie plates that they had out on that little field, and a couple people on dates, and then there was me. I laid out my shirt on the grass and I just laid there, and it felt so good just laying on the ground, with like, I took my shoes off with my bare feet on the ground, because grounding, it's scientifically proven how good it is for you, how it de-stresses you, how it lowers inflammation in the body, how it calms you, everything. Boost your mood. It was so nice. And then it started raining a little bit. I got an Uber to Bamboo Sushi. There's a few locations. I went to the one that's like right downtown, like by Powell's. It was early dinner, so I knew they were probably going to fill up because it's a popular restaurant. They had a lot of empty tables, but I just decided to ask anyway. I'm like, hey, is it possible to have a table for one? I knew they were going to put me at the bar, but I was really hoping just to get a table because I wanted to be able to look outside, watch people walk by. I didn't want to stare at the bottles behind the bar. I was in an antisocial mood, to be frank. Lo and behold, they're like, can you sit at the bar? And I was like, sure. I wasn't even gonna like push. I was like, sure, I'll sit at the bar. Because I knew they were gonna be slammed. And it ended up being like jam-packed in there by the time I left. And it was happy hour time anyway. So I sat at the bar. Bartender was very chatty, and I was just gracious about it and nice. He was very nice, but I was kind of like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. I just wanted to sit in peace and eat my sushi. I had a cocktail because it was happy hour, and I'm just not used to happy hour because it's not legal in Massachusetts. So I had a shishito pepper drink. That was very good. It was very light and foamy. It was like a shishito sour or something. It had like the egg white in it. That was delicious. Edamame, and then a hand roll and a sushi roll. But as I'm eating, the bartender, who was very nice, great guy, was asking me all these questions about being a flight attendant. And I just wanted to sit there, not talk. But you know, one thing led to, oh, so do you live here? No. Oh, what are you here? I'm here for work. Oh, cool. Like, how long are you here for? Oh, just until tomorrow. Oh, when'd you get here today? Wait, that's really fast. Yeah. What do you do for work? I'm a flight attendant. Oh. And then, so what's that schedule like? Do you have like a route? What's your favorite layover? Or like, what's your favorite cities to go to? Oh, do you deal with a lot of crazy customers? It's always the same questions, that's just like typical with anyone in their occupation. You always get the same questions over and over again. But I'm sitting there with my sushi, like answering all these questions when I just wanted to zone out. But it was nice. And he was nice. And I was just like, you know what, just socialize, meet people. So he said he was interested in joining the airline industry. It's something he'd always been curious about. And so I was like, apply. People are hiring, apply, do it now, just try. And so he's like, okay. And I kind of like explained, you know, like go to the websites, go to like the careers at the bottom of the page, and usually you can go from there. At least that's how it used to be. I don't know if it's changed, to be honest, about becoming a flight attendant. But during all that, some other dude comes and sits next to me. There was like one seat left at the bar, and he sits there and he's by himself. And then he kept doing this thing where he was like, he would lean back, and I could tell he was like checking out my situation, like looking at my phone, looking at my food, and like I could tell he was trying to find a way to like start conversation. And I'm like, dude, no, I want to be left alone. So I'm like in my phone like this, like trying to make it clear that like I don't want to have a conversation. And of course, lo and behold, he's like, that looks good. I'm like, yes, it was good. Cool. He's like, same thing. So do you live here? I was like, no. Oh, you're here for work? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what are you, like a flight attendant or something? I was like, yeah, good guess. And it was almost awkward because it was the same exact questions and the bartender's standing right there. So I was like, it's funny. I was like, I was just telling him all the same things you're asking me. I'm like, too bad you weren't here like 10 minutes ago when I was telling him. I said it like in a funny, lighthearted way. Like it wasn't rude or offensive. Cause they both like laughed, but you know, just like, and then like the questions are like, so like, what are your plans while you're here? Like, what are you doing tonight? I'm minding my business. That's what I'm doing tonight. I am going to bed while the sun is still up. That's what I'm doing tonight. Because I have been awake since 2:30 a.m. your time. I'm cranky because I'm tired. But I was like, you know, just be chill. I didn't catch a buzz from the drink or anything. I felt pretty, but the drink was delicious, and it was on happy hour, so it was like cheap. Mind you, hand roll, regular sushi roll, and edamame, and a cocktail, a good craft cocktail. My bill, I keep burping, wasn't even $30. It wasn't even $30. Meanwhile, 2 turkey sandwiches and tomato soup in San Francisco is $50. I'm eating premium, sustainable raw fish, premium liquor, handcrafted, like what? Service, top service. Even though I didn't feel like talking, but still, the difference is wild. Portland, I feel like, still has like fairly decent pricing compared to San Francisco. Obviously, the average income in Portland is significantly lower. That's a safe guess. I don't know that for a fact, but it's a pretty safe guess. So maybe that's why, I don't know. I love my San Fran, but I also love Portland. Anyway, that was like mainly it. The 2 things I wanted to rant about. I went into Powell's, didn't get any footage in there. I just walked around, but then I started getting tired and I'm like, okay, I need to go to Whole Foods and I need to come back to my room. And I kind of want to just watch YouTube. I should edit, but I feel like I'm too tired to focus on anything. And I just want to like lay here until it's time to actually go to bed. But I will say this, even though I was like antisocial, I don't regret, I wouldn't take back those conversations and hanging out at the bar. I wouldn't, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't be like, ooh, let me like insist on sitting at a table by myself. I'm glad I sat at the bar because it's just good to talk to people, especially when you travel. Not to give up too information, especially if you are a female traveler on your own and you're in the city alone. I didn't tell them anything about like where I'm staying or anything because you never know. But it's nice to chit chat with people. I'm almost finished with the Paris Hilton memoir. It's extremely good. I highly recommend it. If you've ever been fascinated by Paris Hilton, if you've ever judged Paris Hilton, if you loved her, whatever, I recommend reading that book. She has always been a very misunderstood person. She is extremely smart. She is extremely introspective, and she always has been. The person that she's been in the media has always been a character that she's played in the world of Hollywood, and she's like one of those celebrities. She knew what to do to get famous. And no, like it's not what a lot of people think, like the scandals that she went through, because she actually had no control over those things, and she was very violated. She reminds me a lot of Marilyn Monroe. Misunderstood, people projected on her, but overall like a kind, loving person who, while loves attention, is also humble and relatable. I really like that about her. I've found her memoir very heartwarming and inspiring, because if anyone has thick skin, it's Paris Hilton. Man, with the things she's been through in the media and whatnot, especially back in like the early 2000s, it's so good. And her childhood is just fascinating to me too. But anyway, all right guys, I've been talking, it says 26 minutes. Obviously I'm gonna cut this down and edit it a little bit, but I'm gonna go to bed and I will see y'all in the morning. Y'all, my heart rate was like sky high again last night. It was, by the time I went to bed, almost 10 hours since I'd had the coffee, so I don't think it was the coffee. And there are days when I drink coffee later in the day and I'm completely fine when I go to bed. Not like super late, but I never drink coffee more than like 8 hours close to when I go to bed. So it was around 10, but I did have a cocktail. And I think, but it was one tiny little cocktail. I'm like, is that what did it? But yeah, it said my heart rate was up last night. It said like that I got my Oura Ring app, that I got a good amount of sleep, but it wasn't as restorative sleep as I need to be like on top of my game today. So I'm just like, and I feel it. I don't feel like super rested. I still feel like my heart is high, but the app was saying that it comes from like stress, from physical and mental stress when that happens. So I just want to sleep. I just want to have a good night's rest. I was in bed for like 9 hours. Actually longer, I think. I think I was in bed for 10 hours. But the other thing is, even if I did wake up super early, like when I wanted to, it's in the 50s outside, and all I brought was this like button-up shirt. I didn't bring a sweater because I just looked at the temperature. I'm like, oh, 80, that's fine. I forgot how cold it is in the mornings here. So I wouldn't have really been able to go for a walk anyway, because I would have been absolutely freezing. I'm gonna go out and try to get a coffee now. It's so sunny. There isn't a cloud in the sky. I think I see one tiny little cloud. It's so blue out. It's gorgeous. It's hard to tell because it's this building. You can't really see anything. Anyway, yeah. I'm just frustrated about the heart rate thing. One thing I didn't have is my magnesium, and I should have brought my magnesium with me because that always helps me relax and sleep. I should have done that. I should have brought my magnesium powder that I get from Whole Foods, but I'll do that next time on my next layover. Let's go get some coffee and maybe a breakfast sandwich or something. here's my sandwich. It's called the Smells Like Protein Spirit. It's just sausage, fried egg, avocado, this stuff called holy aioli, pickled onions, cheddar, and sourdough. All right, ready for work. That egg sandwich was delicious. It was actually so nice outside. In the sun, it was warm. In the shade, it was a little cool, like if the wind picked up, but otherwise, I was fine. My van time is in 3 minutes, so I'm going downstairs. It's hard holding this camera and putting on my shoes at the same time, but let's go home. Let's go back to Boston. Hi guys, of course a plane is flying over as soon as I start talking. But basically, I just finished editing this vlog, just about. I just have to like put the music on it now and whatnot, but what a lovely little Portland layover. Oh, there goes my dishwasher. So annoying. Anyway, a couple things. One, the flight back was interesting. It was interesting. I'll leave it at that. It was an interesting flight. Everything went fine. It was just interesting. But in the airport, I saw a viewer. I didn't get your name. It was so fast. Like, she was going with her crew to leave, and I was obviously with my crew showing up to our plane. I think she was an American flight attendant. I didn't see, I think that was the uniform. It happened so fast, but in our terminal where we were, it's American and it's Alaska. I don't think it was an Alaska uniform though. It could have been. I think it was American. Anyway, whatever. But I had a rest day today. My heart rate was through the roof again last night, and it's kind of like really high right now too. I probably should have just cut out caffeine altogether today, and I didn't. It's like I can't fathom cutting out caffeine, but I have a 6:45 a.m. show tomorrow, and I need to be well rested for that, so I'm doing everything I can to wind down now. It's 8:25. I'm gonna finish this video. I don't think I'll have time to post it tonight. Maybe tomorrow. And then I might just take a bath. Be quiet. But guys, for those of you who are new here, my name is Vera. I am a flight attendant / travel vlogger. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Balanced Flyer. Please say hello in the comments. Please give this video a little like down below because it really supports my channel. And I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye.